My name is Sarah Simone. I am a UCF alumni. I think when people hear that you come from UCF, you are just a number of the 20,000, but at the same time, UCF really makes you feel included, and it's a proud title to have of being from such a big community. I do agree that freshmen should live on campus for their first year. I think it helps a lot with creating a community when it's most people's first time living outside of their homes. I also believe that it is a great way to get familiar with the campus itself, because you have to pretty much walk everywhere instead of just driving up to your parking destination and walking to your classroom. I think that was one of the best things that's been able to get me acclimated to UCF as a whole, and its large size as a campus was living in the dorms. One of my best pieces of advice for navigating the campus is to, one, download the app. They have a really great mapping system on there where you can kind of get from A to B and GPS the walk. Another thing too is, if you aren't familiar where a building is, I would suggest arriving a little bit early or even going the day before and just kind of figuring out your pathway that you need to go. That's very helpful for things like the first day of classes, or if you know you're going to an event, maybe show up an hour or two early and kind of walk and try to figure it out. Honestly, getting lost is a really good thing to also do on campus, because again, you just never know what you're going to find. I know that my freshman year, I had to go to a piece of campus that I've never been to before, and I ended up stumbling upon the engineering building, and it is absolutely gorgeous, and it was one of my favorite places to just kind of sit and hang in between classes, and I wouldn't have known it was there if I didn't get lost one day on my walk over to a different building. Some of the resources that the Student Union has is the ticketing program. They have a really nice food court. It's also just a great place to eat and hang out in between classes, which is what I would do a lot when I had to travel a lot on campus. So definitely utilizing the food court and the amenities in there. Parking is a little hard to do when you're on campus. I would definitely say, if you are traveling onto campus and need to park, my best suggestion is to head in a couple hours early, or at least an hour early before you need to be there, and just try to find parking. Sometimes traveling up to the highest point of the parking garages, though it's not fun to make that trek down, is more beneficial than anything. So if you're okay with walking, if it's not a rainy day, try to park in a garage and walk where you need to. Just also be patient. Be patient when you're trying to park. Circle the parking lots, just kind of wait for people to leave classes, kind of learn when people are leaving their classes around that 1:30 time, the 2:30 time, when people are starting to leave, and just be patient. One piece of advice I have for being successful in the classroom is to definitely take notes, take a lot of notes. If you were not a note taker in high school, it's very beneficial to start, especially in the first several days of your actual classes. It's great to be able to learn to focus and learn how the teacher actually teaches and what ways to manipulate your studying to attribute to how the teacher is giving you your lessons. If you're an incoming freshman, my words of advice are to try everything. Go to as many events as you can, talk to as many people as you can. For a lot of people, this is their first time out of their hometowns and they don't know anybody. And having that community that you can build in friendships on campus is extremely helpful. Have fun, make some friends, and just kind of enjoy your time there.